Hey guys. Oh, okay. Well, this is an English game, so I would uh, appreciate if you ask questions in English, so everybody could understand. Don't auto update. No, probably not. Okay. Okay, guys. So let me know when you can see the screen, and so I'm gonna be streaming two free tables, 100 Express Winamax, and well, I'm gonna comment what I'm doing as we go. Yeah, and I'm gonna stop the action like every 15-20 minutes, so that yeah, so that I can ask any questions. It's very difficult for me to ask questions live. Oh, it's very difficult for me to answer questions live. So yeah, I'm gonna take pauses in between the sessions. Oh, okay. Oh, so apparently there will be not as much action as I hoped for. Okay. So this guy is a wreck. I believe this is Bloomin. We played with him quite a bit. Quite a bit on Poker Stars. Back then when Poker Stars wasn't dead and there were 500s running. So I guess this is other wreck? I have no idea who he is. Since he's been raising, it's probably a fish, yeah. Okay, I'm fine checking back. And should we go polarized here? I think we're pretty polarized. So I think pot betting, given the SPR, pot betting makes sense. Okay, so it's a fish, right? He's limps the button, he's doing all this shit. Donkin here, Donkin 1, kinda makes sense. But probably checking is also fine. Okay, checks all around. Well, there is something to be said about raising. because like Blooming here has a very capped range. He doesn't have like for free 10 twos, 10 3, 10 2, you know, hands like this. And he might have a lot of draws here. And if he's got a good 10, very frequently I'm gonna lose him with 4 big blinds anyway. But this way I charge him, you know, some money from his draws, from his weaker hands. Okay, so he clicks and then he checks. Betting small is fine to find out where I'm at. Checking back is fine. Okay. So here I'm very he's gonna bet one once again. I'm kinda leaning towards calling and raising him on the river. Okay, he checks. Well, it looks like I have the best hand here, yeah? It looks like I have the best hand given the action. And here, 9-8 suited is not a bad hand to jam. Not a bad hand to jam. It depends on the fish a lot. Like some fish who's very passive, against him maybe you want to be checking. 9-8 suited are one of the best hands, so to jam unless the fish is like really crazy. And we ran into aces. King 2 suited we just call. So this guy, okay, and here we set the sizing so we could get it all in by the river, so 3 big blinds should be fine. I don't see here many draws, so there is no point in checking here. I don't see many bluffs he would have here to bluff the river, so I think we just jam and hope for the best. Oh well. He has that, I guess. I think one of the worst kings here is okay to fold. King 10 is an easy call. 3-way is weird. I believe it's still a call. Because of the button who open jams way too liberally. 9-8. It's limp. And call ISO. He adds half here. I'm fine folding. Here block betting is interesting. I'd rather do check it back. I don't think he's gonna have many bluffs. Like I think my line here is check, check, call river. Yeah. He's got way too many draws here which missed. And he's gonna try to bluff the river. And we have an interesting decision between calling and raising. Okay, against a check. I think we just check back. He's got, I think valid betting here is way too thin. Okay, so he did hit f4. Here we just go for a quarter. Here we go for like a third pot. Okay. So ace queen, like this is a card where I need to slow play some aces with a high cut. Ace queen kind of makes the cut, I think. I think this is gonna be. Sometimes I need to check it to check raise. Usually you want to be checking ace a king, like with a high. And here we go like 4x. Now our check raise bluffs here are going to be some king x. Like king 9, king 8. We're going to have some gut shots. 10, 9. Which we checked in order to check raise. Like basically on ace 10, deuce 5, I don't have many natural top pairs or sets. Because 5s and 2s are either limp or open jam. Then 5, 10, 2s I just fold pre-flop. Ace 5, ace 2 is open jam. Ace, you know, so I need to. Usually in this single raise spot, you trap the turn with 2 pairs, but there I don't have many 2 pairs. So I need to use hands like that. H3 is a limp at this depth. And 4x. Okay. Whenever you see an ISO 4x, king 5 is close. The king with a medium cut. Oh, here it's interesting actually to donk. You could consider donking here. Calling is also fine, but like donking. Okay, let's check. This is the here we're kind of supposed to bet one, I think, with our hand. And just betting two. Against the race, I think with a king of hearts you're supposed to call. Yeah, here I have to call. King of hearts is too insane of a blocker. Okay, it's queen of hearts. It's fine. I mean, here I represent a 6. I'm gonna keep block betting a 6 there on the river, and this is the top of my range with the top blocker. Like, I don't see myself folding this river. And he should have plenty of bluffs, given that he just called this one big blind. Okay. Not much action, is it? We could go down to 50s espresso, I guess. Oh, come on. Okay. So this guy, I think we played with him so many PokerStars rects. Moved to Winamax. Yeah. I actually feel like fine start betting now. Oh, not a good card. Not a good card at all. Okay, he saved me a lot of money. It just seemed like he had ace high, king high. I don't think he's gonna call 3 times so often. Jack 8. Where's my randomizer? Usually I use Georgian. Okay, let's on Georgian. Just for the randomizer sake, because it has a very nice randomizer and it's free. Like, you have a free trial version, and then you have a one version for which you have to pay. And the free version just gives you an RNG, and it's a very nice one. You want to use RNG mostly for preflop, but for preflop, you know, like when I don't use RNG for preflop, it's like I'm getting super unbalanced. Okay, so this guy is a fish as well. Yeah, you see here? I believe it's limping like 95% of the time. Yes, most of the time you would just want to check and shove it down. Sometimes with queens you may put into your barreling range, but okay. Again, sometimes I'm supposed to be bluffing this with queen for board coverage, so that I have some queens on, you know, because my sizing on the turn is very large one. And here, the problem is he's got so many kings and tens, and into a king, I think he's going to be slow playing so wide that most people would be under bluffing in this situation. 10 twos. And I don't have like the very best hand. I don't know, it seems like it's a fish, right? But this 3 is probably too weak. 10 twos, sometimes I bet 1, sometimes I check. And here Betting 1.5 makes sense. Here, I have like the weakest jack, but I still think it's. I don't know how wide, how many kings he's gonna be. Actually, like open jamming sometimes makes sense. How often he's gonna check raise his weak king X on the flop, so just having a wide check raise strategy is fine. And here, let's check. Gonna call a problem the turn. Oh, Jack 6. Again, it's tough for him to find enough bluffs. He mostly has Ace X as a bluff. But he's got so many tens and so many two pairs here. And I feel okay folding. Okay, here. I think either calling or jamming makes sense. I'm just gonna call. He's got the king. I had a very nice jamming hand, but it depended on, you know, how thin does he go there for value. And I wanted to see. He had a king. That's fine. Because, okay, here, just kind of use a pot bet, I think, still. And 3, 8.5. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna barrel. King 3, min raising. I think we just use one or check, but I prefer using one. Yes, it's suited. Raising is fine, open jamming is fine. Oh, I think I have to check. Okay, and here. I blocked. Do we check? Two flush draws missed. Okay, let's check. Okay. Queen 4 against the fish, limping makes sense. The 9 is a limp, and it's min raising. Not a very good barreling board. Yeah. Not a good board for me to attack, he just hits too many things. Here you kind of want to delay. He shouldn't have many aces. I think just delay pot against fish again makes sense. I'm just gonna fold. Ooh. And this will just limp. Checking back here. Folding here. Limping here is fine. Folding. Checking back. Yeah, just showing down. Oh, that's tough. I think I have to bet because it's 6 big blinds and because I have a backdoor flash draw. Oh, these are tough spots. Yeah. I guess I have to jam. There's just no way around it. He's got too many draws. Yeah. It's just too many draws. And the SPR is so shallow. I'm gonna say 10 a lot, but there's no way. There's no way around it. 5-6 suited, you could consider jamming this guy. Crazy fish bet jam turn. Okay, probably not. Call. I'm gonna call. Check. Oh. Yeah, just fold. Ace check. Just call in. Check them suited. Supposed to isolate sometimes. Against fish, it's kind of iffy. Against fish, it's close. This is a reg from probably. I think it's a reg. Check down, I just call. More often than not, it's just a call. Yeah, that's not a very good size in 6-4. Okay. Not a hand you want to isolate very often, but like 10% of the time I think it makes the cut. This guy loves to min ISO. 10 to the default. 9-7 makes a cut, but it's getting close. Okay. So he's gonna have here a decent number of overpairs, I think. He doesn't have many ace high king high because he's just gonna open jam and preflop. So I wanna put control to avoid traps from his spot. Now here on the turn, do we wanna keep checking? Because he doesn't have many king of hearts, queen of hearts, king of hearts. So I kinda enjoy checking back again to protect my range, I think. Because again, he either has an overpair and he's trapping me, or he has nothing. Okay, now we have... Maybe he has like queen jack suited, king jack suited, jack 10 suited, in which case it's very nice. No. This is getting difficult. Check min raise jam. I guess I'm gonna let it go. I guess we showdown. And so free. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, Jesus, king 4. I have to call. King 10, that was thin. Just call in, call in. I don't know. I just don't think he's gonna raise me a lot. I don't think I have enough of bluffs there. And he might have some 8s, some deuces. Checking also makes sense. But I just don't think he's gonna raise me into a 3 very often. And I have him like DNB, heads up, 3-bet jam, queen 6 off. Like, he's aggressive dude, and he's capable of hero calling. So I think jamming is reasonable. Can. I think we have a linear balance range here, and this is the bottom of my range. 10 for suited. How aggressive is he? I think jamming against him is best. Oh, like I don't block anything. I think I have to follow through. Not very excited really. It seems to be the mandatory bluff. If I had an ace X or like a club, maybe, but Jack-8 of diamonds is just... Yeah, hello. Oh. Suited. So you guys need to ask me some questions to make it more interactive, because it's, as you can see, it's very difficult for me to comment what I'm doing, because I have so many thoughts in my head, but it's very difficult for me to verbalize them as I play. Usually, because I'm just too focused on the game, and it's difficult for me to speak. And a lot of the spots, I think it's a fold, but it's close. If it were 3 big blinds, I think I need to fold this. Like Queen 8 suited is a call, and if it were 3 big blinds, I think it's a call. But like these spots get tricky, but they don't come up very often, so it's fine not to know them by heart. Oh, ace 10 is interesting. I'd rather block. Like, you are not supposed to be betting 100% of the time here. Okay. I've conquered 100s and 50s. Why Winamax and mod poker stars? Also, would you like some tip on how to learn to multi-table more effectively? Okay, so poker stars is dying in terms of high stakes. So it's just like you don't get much games. And I at first I wanted to multi-room and play both poker stars and Winamax, but again, I really enjoy playing high stakes. Playing on hundreds doesn't motivate me as much as it used to. So that's why I moved to Winamax, because on Winamax you get better high stakes action, and on poker stars it's completely dead. I was considering also to play GG, but on GG also you don't have 500s. So yeah, Winamax so far seems to be the obvious choice, but I will consider other rooms as well, because even now, during the summer, Winamax alone doesn't suffice. Right, you probably need to play also something else. Ooh, it's a nice one. Okay, I guess we're getting stacked. Like when you see a guy who don't spot on this sort of boards, it's very difficult to get away. Yeah, we're getting stacked. I'm not folding. Even if the river is a diamond, I'm not folding. Yeah, good luck us. Uh, 5 is probably fine to complete. Yeah, his sizing choice is good. Oh, the question is, do we raise here? Because we don't have that many aces. But I think we could accomplish Donkin if there is if the turn is a club. I think Donkin would be nice. But I don't think we get to raise this board because we have the least amount of aces out of 3 players. Alright, calling Queen 9 without a backdoor flush draw. Yeah, I don't want to get stacked. Three big blinds I'm calling, pot bet. I think on a double flush draw board I'm folding because he's supposed to be barreling ace king, ace queen, and like some king x. Yeah. If there were no a second flush draw, I think it kind of makes a call. But here, given that he could do it with king queen, ace king, ace queen, I think I have to let it go. Colin. Bet. Or we check, or we barrel. I like bet, actually, this time. And checking back here. Here the idea is to make him fold an 8 and to get value from Jack 10. If there was a flush draw on the board, this idea would be better. But still. Jack 10 one time. Okay. Okay, probably fold. It was also reasonable to just check back the turn, because if there was a flush draw on the board, then this line would be better. But without a flush draw, it's not as effective. But still, like, him having a king, obviously I'm not. Oh, okay. Now let's get an interesting. Do we check? I think we could bet to pot control. He's got a bunch of pocket pairs and king x here. I think I just check, right? And if he checks again, okay, we probably split. If he had 10, I think he would go for half pot. So it's like he also has a 9. Okay. I think he needs to go for a bigger sizing most of the time there. So, okay, so how to learn multi-table more effectively? I am not very good at multi-tabling myself. Like I could multi-table, but not as effectively. This is a fish, so I could get away with loose limping, but not as effectively as some other players do. So I don't think I can help you. You see, I even struggle to answer your questions while I'm only playing 3 tables. But I think it helps a lot. Okay, against an overbet, I think on this bot you could let it go. What helps a lot is you working a lot outside, like working with solver or discussing some hands with your friends or in this table. Okay, I think I could get away with big bet here. And then forward keep limping. We could raise here sometimes. Don't wanna raise. To 9. Oh. Okay, that worked out. He has 5-4, 6-5, 6-4 in flush draws, and he needs to hero call me with some freeze. So, oh fuck, that's Jesus. this is just, he bets small, he bets block, and then he goes for 2x over bet all in. It looks so strong. I'm gonna let it go. It just looks so strong. Like he just goes small, small, and then he makes 2x over bet all in. Like when usually we're bluffing, he would make a big bet, but not a huge one. Like they don't have enough bluffs in this line. It's just too strong. If he made like a pot, I would call. But like 2.5x against an unknown player who probably a fish, probably not a good way to play a hand. To call there, I think. Yeah, I'm just calling. I don't want to get it in on the flop because a lot of his hands dominate mine. So he's going to have pocket nines, 8-6, shit like that. So some of my outs are going to be dead. Okay, let me answer some questions. So in terms of multi-tabling, I think you need to do a lot of work outside of poker. Outside of just playing, studying pre-flop, so you take less time, and you just need to practice. You just, if you're comfortable playing 5 tables, then you just add 6 table on the side, play like this for an hour, and then you go back to 5 tables. But like you practice everything, you go a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Have to call, and he's gonna bet 1 here. Okay, 2.6. As you practice in the gym, as you practice everything, you just make it a little bit harder for yourself. And then you go back to comfort zone. But then you're going to make this period where you're practicing longer and longer. Okay, why did you begin streaming in English? So the reason for it is I started an English group for high-stakes players, mainly, because in order to be part of it, it's long commitment, so you could join for 3 months only, and it's gonna cost like 800 euros per month. So I'm promoting it by making a stream. But I'm gonna have some Russian streams as well. I'm gonna have a stream in Russian with Fig6, who's a legend on PokerStars, with his volume. I think his volume even is larger than that of Rick1's, who's a legend in that as well. And I'm gonna have a stream with Eugene Shil, who's a crusher on high stakes Winamax. So I'm gonna have it both in Russian and in English, but since right now I'm starting an English group, I wanted to attract some attention and do a couple of streams in English as well. Can you say if you're rewarding in one hand in winner? If yes, how much tables do you open and have an expensive for the rec, and good luck? Well, on Winamax, I know one case running, right? So it's difficult to reward one case if there are no one case in the lobby. You see, the maximum is 500. So yeah, but regarding the high stakes in general, I'm not rewarding that frequently. Because sometimes there are some new challenges, but most because there is like a very strict cartel system on Winamax, much stricter than in PokerStars. It's much more difficult to get a slot. So yeah, not as many rewards as there was before. Okay, why use RNG preflop and not simply with pure combos preflop? You can do with pure combos, but some combos is just very difficult to balance in your head without RNG, and I'm just so used to RNG because like Jack 9 offsuit or like Jack 8 offsuit, with hands in the middle, it's gonna be extremely. If you just say I'm gonna always limp in Jack 9 off and gonna be open raising Jack 8 or the other way around, it's just like randomizing when you have a 50% weight. It's very easy, right? It's not like you need to random. Like I have only 3 frequencies in my head basically. It's 50-50. It's low frequency. It's high frequency. And realistically, or it's 100%, but it's realistically it's only 2 frequencies, right? It's either indifferent or it's like 20-25%, right? Or you're doing it with something 100% of the time. And for me, it's very easy to do it. You don't have to do it. Like I said, there's so many strong strong players who don't open solver, who don't play, who don't work on their game, who make very questionable plays, and yet they are, you know, they're performing on a very high level. He's not capped to a jack, so I don't think I could use here big size and something like half pot. I think I would have to bluff the river. Oh, thankfully he raised. Yeah, I cannot call. I mean, I could call sometimes, but I'm not sure. I think it's for sure in different spot. I do think about win of flat compared. It's so difficult to say. I haven't, like, the pool on PokerStars has changed a lot as well, right? There was time when PokerStars had the toughest pool, when they had this nice rackback system, and there were like a lot of grinders there. Now I'm not sure. It's difficult to say because again, on Winamax there are some very good players and there are some extremely bad players, and on PokerStars it was the same. So I would say that probably Winamax pool is a little bit, huh? Okay. Winamax pool is a little bit lighter. What is happening? But not by much. Okay, I think I know what's the problem. Ooh. Yeah, I have to keep barreling here. There are way too many draws. I don't like checking here against the fish. And here on the river I have to check if he has a 10 he would bet. I have like a perfect slow play hand. Will you upload this stream on YouTube? Yes. Win a field compared to pairs. Like I said, I think PokerStars field is a bit tougher, but not by much. What do you think about Stefan 122? He's obviously an extremely strong player, right? But he's one of those players who are playing this very weird style, and it works for them. But a lot of the players who would try to copy their style would not find their success. Ooh. Pocket fours are close, right? Okay. Yeah. Block the turn. Oh. I think I still check. Okay. Interesting way to play a hand. I wanted to block the river, but I just don't think I have enough bluffs here to get value from. I think I just induce more raises than I induce calls for chops. Unfortunately. Yeah, I knew him personally, but we had a falling out, so we don't talk anymore. But yeah, I used to know him. I think it's a fish, yes. Yeah, fix sixes. With his, like, the amount of tournaments he's able to play, it's ridiculous. Uh, How good are the players inside the cartels? Why it's so hard to reg war? Or differ to poker stars? I'm not sure I understand. Well, the thing you need to understand about spin and goes, and that the spin and goes, it's not like cash, right? If you're playing against Rex, you're going to lose. 99 in Nitro, you're going to lose always. But whatever you're gonna be, F5, F5. In Nitros, you're going to lose always. But whatever you're going to be playing, even in regulars, if you have a huge edge, and I mean like really huge edge, you probably will be break even, or you will have a small profit. But like those guys really have to suck for you to make this profit. Oh, jeez. How aggressive is he? 68, okay. You could think about doing something funky with Jack 3 against the fish, but if he's very aggressive, like that's obviously not going to work. Oh. That's such a weirdly played hand. So in spin and goes, you're losing money when you're rewarding, even if you're better than the Rex, you're still gonna be losing money. This is a fish, right? Okay. That's close. Okay, that's bad. It's close. I don't have to bet it every time. How good a player? So, like, obviously there are some players who inside the cartel who are not very good. Like, not very good at all. Like, you would be shocked how not good they are. I think I could get away with it. Although he's an aggressive guy. Okay, let's mark him aggressive. Versus him, probably not a good idea. But versus some fish, you could just limp everything up to 10 big blinds because you just don't isolate and fold too much. Is there more value playing heads-up cash games? Well, the problem with playing anything nowadays is that a lot of the games are dead. You know? That's the problem. So if the game is running and you got fish there, then it's nice. We have no problem. Where's the king? It's a call. I'm gonna fold against the river bet. Yeah, he might make a mistake here and jam a jack, which he should not do, but I think he's gonna value bet the spot way too thin. So I'm fine letting it go. Why is so bad to see bet range out of position and I support of rebet pot on most flops? Well, it's not bad. It's just like there are some boards where you want to play polarized. So the boards like this, and now we run into the trouble of me trying to explain it to you without showing the actual boards. Right? The problem is like it's gonna take me around 20 minutes to answer this question. But a very shallow answer would be that there are some boards where, for example, Queen Jack 5 suited, Queen Jack suited 5 X, and you really don't want to bet pocket 9s, pocket 10s out of position once you isolate, because you're not accomplishing much by doing it. So it kind of defeats the purpose. If you get the hands which you're getting him to fold are the hands which you're crushing. And most of the hands, a lot of the hands which call you are beating you. So you're making, and in terms of protection, you don't get, like, your hand doesn't need any protection. That's a weird spot. 2-7. Such a weird spot. Jesus. He should not be raising here as a bluff too often. Yeah, he should not be raising here as a bluff because I'm behind him. And this jack hits me as well. Okay, I'm gonna fold. But that's a weird spot. I think when there is a second bet, his raise against 2 players would be very strong. Jesus. I'm also on stream, but that's so strong. I have to get this 9s, but there is no way I'm good here. Maybe he has ace king suited? Ace 9? Nice. King 4. Okay. So on these boards, it just defeats the purpose for you to just bet everything, So you want to be played a more polarized range, so you need to build a checking range. But there are some boards where you have a huge range advantage, and just betting everything works. Why not play MTTs? Spins cap at 1000 MTTs, you can play 25. You know what? I ask myself this question every day. Why not just go and play MTTs? But because that's the next step to grow. And you get to, like, I think maybe traveling and playing poker is nice. Get to play offline tournaments.
because I have a lot of very deep knowledge in spins, but most of this knowledge is useless anywhere other than spins, right? Because in MTTs you've got anti, so it's completely different game in terms of pre-flop. So yeah, I would like to study MTTs, but the thing which is stopping me is that I have right now 2 schools, English one and Russian one, in which I coach. Plus, I have a bunch of students who get like private coachings from me, and you have when you're coaching players who already play 100s, 200s, so they're already like playing on a very high level. You have to spend a lot of time studying yourself, playing yourself, so that you could give them an appropriate coaching on a high level. Like, I don't think if I go play MTTs, because I considered it like around 10 times, I would not be able to coach spins, I think. Or, my coaching would become very out of date very soon. Maybe I'm delusional. But it just, I don't think, in order to make information, fresh and good, because a lot of the guys who stopped playing or didn't invest as much time in spin and goes, like the games develop so quickly now, and you have to be, you have to have a very deep understanding of things. I think I could bet this. I think he's not gonna slow play enough. Oh, I'm gonna limp, fine. Freeway pots. Okay, I'm just call and fold against the raise. That's 10-9 is on the verge of defending. I think I could defend him. Oh, that's nice. I think I have to donk here. Yeah. Do I jam? He made a huge bet. I think it's just a bot. I don't think I could jam there. It's 5. Okay. She made a big. I think I should just jam this because after him making a big bet, I just don't see him like. If he's got a king, he's not folding. If he's got a 10, as you can see, he's not folding. And I don't think it makes sense for me to induce no equity bluffs in the turn. So I'd rather just either donk jam or something like this. Oh, this is not a happy board for me. I don't think I could bluff it because he just has so many jack and sixes that it's not it's not funny. Like half of his range is jacks and sixes. Okay. He also uses this sizing. I think it's a fault. It's close, but like my draw is not to the nuts. King 4, King 6, like King 5, sometimes you could... I think I'm just gonna call. You could consider like limp jamming it. Okay. I think I'm just gonna jam, yeah. Six, 3, okay. King 4, I have to call.
Queen King 4 is like, given my pot odds, is a pretty good hand to call. I expect to lose most of the time, but given the pot odds, I kind of don't like his sizing on the turn. But at the same time, he just jammed the turn with ace-9 offsuit, so I believe he's capable of bluffs. So I have to... Yeah. But yeah, spin's next to die for sure. On some rooms, so it's like action is still fine, but the strongest players who used to play only 250, 500, now they're going down to 100s, yeah. The players who used to play 100s going down to 50s. Players who used to play 50s now going down to 25s. And down it goes. Because of the action. You just don't get the same action. But again, like one door closes, another door opens. From what I hear, you wouldn't get a lot of action. Like going to MTTs, like there were a lot of spin and go players who switched to MTTs, and it's not like just gonna make insane a lot of money, right? You still would have to study really hard. You would have to learn a lot. Like it's so difficult. There's no easy money there. Oh Jesus! Oh, I have to call. I think. He could do it with ace high, king high. Yeah, I have to call. Raising these lines is not very good, but like you have to call quite loose given the pot odds. This is one of those boards where you could bet 100% of the time. Oh. If I forgot there. I was supposed to go for all the... I don't have my ace. I think I just go barrel in this. If I forgot there, that's what makes it weird. I have to jam. Like I'm gonna lose a lot here. Oh yeah, it's like this, but I just don't see the better line. Like checking there, he just checks back walk kings. I'm supposed to be polarized there. Okay. Oh, this is a spot where you don't 100%, don't you? Yeah, I think you just don't close to 100%. Okay, I'm gonna give up this one. I'm not sure because maybe you're supposed to follow through because the value were to pair plus. Maybe you're supposed to follow through with all of your hands. Because you don't have many fours starting from pre-flop, but at the same time you don't have that many floats calling either. But I think that this spot king jack you're probably supposed to be bluffing. And I have like a nice hand to be bluffing, but that's...
Tough to say. Oh, Jesus, okay. Yeah, with King Jack of Hearts, like, it's kind of a bottom of my range and have to pair plus, so I think it's a value bet because I don't just have that many bluffs in that spot, that many floats. What? I think it's still close to 100% c-bet, but I'm not sure because King X boards favors me, but 12 big blinds. I don't know anymore. Yeah, here we check for sure. Oh, so he thought, okay. He'll have to fall. Okay. More X, less X. What do you think of his line with 60 going for small turn and half river? I think it's fine. I think his line is good. Makes sense. Again, for me, it's very difficult to talk about lines without actually looking at ranges and solutions. You know, because a lot of the times when poker players discuss lines, they're trying to use logic and common sense. And I don't know how to use logic and common sense. I know how to use, like, what I mean by that is that I need something definite to work with, you know, and not like I guess that his range is weak and he's gonna fold a lot. Like that's when I try to think like that, my results were not very good. I need to see like exactly a different proposition, how his range might look, and because you're not playing against a certain strategy, you're playing against a combination of strategies, and you need to figure out how he's going to react to different sets of strategies. And it's so difficult to talk about it when you don't see, then you don't see them in front of your eyes, you know. But basically his line is good. Like without, if you don't want to go into deep analysis, like his line is fine. Because his range should be linear, he wants to protect his range, he has some thin value which wants to go for this size, and do not let me raise there too frequently, he needs to do it sometimes. Jesus, I think it's just a fault, honestly, because he's gonna keep barreling. It's gonna be very difficult for me to realize my equity with my hand. How many hours do you study and play per day? And what do you recommend the same hours for a player to play here? Right now, I play 6 hours and study 90. Yeah, I think your balance is perfect. I would recommend something like this. Playing around 5 hours per day, maybe. I play around 5 usually. Playing around like 5 hours per day and studying like 1.52. You could even study less than that. It depends on like, you know, what, like it's very important to know how to study, you know, so that you don't waste your time and you study on things which actually matter. Because there were so many players who either came to coaching or came to one of my schools, and you know, they said they were studying 2-3 hours a day, but their game was very bad, and they just, I don't know, like they didn't like. Yeah, you could study, but you need, before you study, you need to work on your approach, and I think GTO Wizard has a lot of good videos on how to study and what your approach should be. Because a lot of players have wasted so much time studying shit which doesn't matter and doesn't help them and actually makes their game worse. So before you invest so many hours, you need to figure out what is important to study and what is not, and what's going to yield the most EV for you studying. Your all-in hotkey in macro. I have it. Yeah, I have it here. I don't know if you can see, but yeah. So I have hotkey here. I have hotkey here. One of my students told me that to have a mouse where you have a ton of hotkeys is actually better than to have just a hotkey separately, but it depends. But if you're actually one of the recommendations for people is to buy some sort of hotkeys, because you will be playing tables much faster if you have hotkeys, I think. So that's because if you're playing without hotkeys, you're playing like 20-30% slower. So it's definitely a good investment for you. How do you approach the study of recreationals? How can I say it? Like against recreationals, you need to analyze like they're so, because it's tough because there's so many different strategies against different recreational players, and people have so many different opinions on how to play them. So it's actually very, very, very difficult to study against recreationals. Like you could perform some things like in your database, if you've played like 500,000 hands, you could filter for recreationals, and you could just see how an average fish plays like, yeah, versus you. And then you could adjust, like, oh, okay, they're overfolding versus me, so I should be bluffing more, or they're like overcalling certain spots, or they're, like, I think that's the best approach on how to study. But the problem is that there's so many different lines of how you could exploit certain leaks. Because, for example, if recreational player are overfolding against the bet on the flop, and overfolding against delay on the turn, and overfolding against delay on the river, right? What is the best line? Because he's overfolding everywhere. And it's not as easy to calculate where you have the biggest overfold, because you also have, like, when you check back the flop, you have a slight bonus of making an aggressive raise of his small probe in the turn, or like, it's difficult. It's really difficult. But the first thing you need to do is just to look at your database versus recreationals and see how, on average, they are going to play versus you. And play around that. Strategies. How old are you? Is age a factor in your grind/tables? I'm 30, going to be 31. Again, I think for me, it doesn't, because I'm living a much more healthy life than I used to live when I was like 21. So I think I could actually grind and perform better because I didn't meditate before. Now I'm meditating like constantly. I ate much worse when I eat now. So I think now it's much better. But like I said, from studying, from just observing my students, the younger you are, the better it is for you at poker. Like for guys who are over 40, it's very difficult, because at this point your brain begins to slow down, and it's very difficult for you to catch up with young guns, who are capable of playing like 15-20 hours. Who are very motivated, who do not get tired, and you like get tired after 4 hours. So Yeah, the age definitely affects you. For me as well, like I cannot play for 10 hours for sure, but I never used to play for 10 hours. I don't enjoy long sessions as some people do. I enjoy like 6 hour session. I mean, I enjoy like 1.5, 2 hour session, and then I like to take a break, to relax, to come down. So I'm very, I'm a big nit regarding this. But it works for me, right? So you have to find the pace which suits you, but you still need to go outside of your comfort zone constantly, right? Because even if you're like over 40, you can still improve, right? The neuroplasticity is still there. It's just gonna take more time and more effort, but you could still improve and you can still have better focus and you can still play longer sessions. It's just not gonna be as easy as it were when you were 21. Okay. Oh, there's not much action going. Okay, guys. So thanks for joining. Once again, for you who are interested, I have started. They're already like the school is pretty full. We have maybe 1 or 2 slots left. So for those of you who are interested, please DM me and maybe we'll figure something out. But the important condition also is that you don't have to coach in other school. You don't have to coach in other school. You don't or you don't have to be an owner of other school. Like there are some exceptions maybe to be made, but you it's going to be much simpler if you if you're just a solo player. Okay, and the contract, like there is very low commitment, the 3 months, and it's a fixed payment, but it's kinda for the players who are already playing very high. So if you're playing less than 100s, it's probably not a good choice. But if you're like a high stakes player, I think it's gonna be worth it for you. Okay, guys, then. See you soon. Bye bye.